Hello, this is David, and welcome to Equity Story. Um, as you can see here, we've got the ASX 200. Today was a pretty miserable day. Most of the stocks were down today, but we're holding above those trend lines. So it looks like we're sort of maintaining this sort of sideways movement. And as long as we can do that and hopefully improve by the end of the week, hopefully most of our trading stocks will be in the money. Well, most of them are in the money at the moment, but make some good money out of the recent ones we put on. And look to take some profits. I'd just like quickly to have a look at the banks now. The banks are something that we haven't really lent towards in Equity Story really since we've been open. They've never been trending, but I do know a lot of our members do have some sort of banks in their portfolios. So I just sort of thought I'd have a look at the banks, and it's very interesting that they're all literally on more or less support at the moment. And if you're interested in sort of writing these numbers down, I think you've got NAB here at a support around $24. I think if it broke 24, obviously 22 might be a support, and then it could go a little bit lower. But for me, certainly on a weekly chart, I'd be getting out of NAB on a Friday evening if it broke these sort of levels. As with CBA, again, if it broke that $70 level, I'll certainly be getting out of it. I think obviously 65 would then be on the cards, and if 65 broke even 50. So again, all these banks are on support, and again you got ANZ on support at 22, and I think ANZ is quite a volatile stock, so if it did actually break that support, it could potentially go as far as 20, even down to 12, where it went as low as 12 in the GFC. Again, Westpac, again support around $28. So I think for me, if it broke $28, I'd be looking to get out. It could possibly fall a lot further. And so really just looking at those sort of four banks, I think you should be sort of fairly cautious, definitely how you're trading them. And you can see anyway why we wouldn't like these stocks at Equity Story. They're generally speaking pretty boring and just trading generally sideways. Just having a look at some of the trending stocks. So today we added TPM as a trending stock, and again you can see why. Absolutely stunning looking trend. Again, got a little buy signal forming on the MACD, but again holding these levels, holding some really nice sort of trend lines. I won't bother drawing them all in, but again I don't think you get a better looking stock. Why are we putting on a few more, although today's been weak, why are we putting a few more trends on? We do believe the market starting to look a little bit more solid, and I think all these trends are going to do well for us. Again, SGR, sort of down a little bit today, but holding above that sort of 550 level, looks perfect. Hansen Group actually sort of bucked the market today, looks very good. Got a nice little buy signal forming, and again, sort of in sort of fairly decent profits, but definitely I don't see why that $4 can't be in play. They had that absolutely fantastic acquisition recently. Again, CSL, recent one we put on, again looks very, very strong. ORE, again that's obviously looks amazing, that weekly chart, but we actually bought ORE on a daily chart. Something that we actually haven't been doing much recently. Generally speaking, when markets are weak, or sort of not that strong, you tend to work more off those weekly charts. When you get really bullish markets and everything's just jumping off these daily trends, we tend to use more daily. But ORE is one of these great trends, and it just really holds this sort of short-term trend line really well. And again, looks really bullish. Today hit a record high of 505. And looks certainly for us at Equity Story looks absolutely stunning. Burson Group, again came back a little bit today. Great, buy it. Gives sometimes these red days are days to gives you a really good opportunity if you're not in this trend to get in it. And certainly, why wouldn't you get into it? It could even come down a little bit further before she turns up again. But great story, and I don't think it'll be long before you see Burson a lot higher than where it is now. A2 Milk, again just show the long-term trends we brought off. Again, looks pretty solid. We're in profits, but it's no reason why can't have a nice run up over the next week or so. And FPH actually bucked the trend today. I think FPH, it was up at 0.82%. Again, it looks it looks excellent. All our training stocks actually doing very well. The one that has let us down a little bit of late, and arguably we could have cut it, but what they did a capital raise with Mantra. I think it's good buying around these sort of levels fundamentally. It did have a pullback today. The infamous Credit Suisse put them on neutral watch, but saying that Credit Suisse's target price is 375, Macquarie's target price is 465, and our target price is a lot higher. I think the stock is great buying around these sort of levels, and it is a stock we're looking to put on as a 3-year growth. It's aligned to the China growth story in a different way, with obviously all the wealthy Chinese and the up-and-coming middle-class Chinese using our Peppers hotels and all our accommodation in Australia. Again, I think around these sort of levels, it's possibly good buying. It's not really how we buy them equity story. We like to buy them sort of going up, trending up, and that's why as a trend we got on the whole. But fundamentally, I think this is very strong. And again, like I said, I think Macquarie's target's around sort of 475, and even Credit Suisse, who put on a negative rating today, I think their target price is around 375. We like the story, and certainly, don't panic that it's just gone down a bit. Sometimes, occasionally, stocks will do this. They have a capital raise, kill a bit of, get a bit of negativity going in the stock. But I always, what we do at Equity Story, we're the greatest cheaters on the planet, because we only really want to trend great stories, really strong stories, companies growing their earnings. And certainly Mantra is one of them. We don't think it'll be long until she turns back up. I'd just like to, for you guys tonight, it's a good website, and I don't know if you all know this, it's called The Short Man, and I think it's a great name for a stock. And you can see the stocks last week, which were the most shorted on the ASX, and often you look at this because sometimes you can get a really good shorted stock, and if it goes the other way, it has a good reporting season, it can obviously bounce a lot higher, but people have got to cover these shorts. So I think some of them are pretty expected to be up here. I think obviously your Myer and your Metcash. Now Metcash is actually trending quite nicely at the moment, so I think people shorting that should be a little bit careful. Obviously Wolseley, understand why it's in there. Again, Flight Centre, a little bit surprised someone would short Flight Centre. It's sort of on support a little bit, so I'll get the Flight Centre chart up for you so you can have a look why. If we're actually Equity Story, we'd be a little bit apprehensive if we're shorting this sort of stock. Again, it is negative, but it is strong support around this sort of $30 level, and certainly wouldn't be looking at shorting it if I was in that business. I think the one stock that is surprising here is Bellamy's. Obviously, we love the Bellamy's model. It's a great, got great earnings, revenue, great growth, great product. My wife uses it for our little baby, and a little bit surprised. But when you look at the Bellamy's chart, just put Bellamy's up. For me, Bellamy's is on support. So, I'm sort of guessing possibly if Bellamy's has a decent report and some sort of earnings upgrade, which it could well do, I think you might see Bellamy's have a good run up. So I think if I can see it just turn up a little bit off this moving average, I might be tempted to put this as a trending buy. Again, you're looking at everything you can look at. It's holding the, for me, it's holding the trend line pretty well. Just like to see it start turning up. Got reporting season coming out soon. I'm a believer, and I think we can make quite a good little trend with Bellamy's, and good little earner. One stock I'd just like to point out, again, I have to keep saying, Equity Story, what we've been doing on our website, picking, generally speaking, 95% of the stocks have been incredible winners. Again, Catapult again had a really strong earnings upgrade today. It's we put this one on around $2. Actually, we took profits at $2.50, back on at $2.50, and now it's $3.30. So looking very strong. If you don't know Catapult, have a look. They supply these sort of monitors for the heart and breathing and all the go to the website. All the sort of English Premier League teams and American NFL teams are using them, and this company is growing its earnings. It's got a great product, and I see on their latest report this morning they've even signed up football teams like Chelsea, and obviously once these teams have used the Catapult product, it gives them a strong advantage, and I don't think they're ever going to sort of not keep using them. So it's a great story, Catapult, and it's the potential for their earnings growth is pretty strong over the next 3 or 4 years. Again, we quite like it because if the world does have a difficult time or recession, I don't think Man United and Chelsea and the Dallas Cowboys are going to start cutting costs on something like Catapult. So it's well worth having a look at. And again, part of our fantastic 3-year growth portfolio that is doing very, very, very well. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story. I apologize, gone on a little bit too long tonight, but I look forward to bringing you the report tomorrow night. Good night.